and I have a voice.
We have chosen a really good story today, and the story is impactful, it's emotional, and speaks to various people in society, especially parents. And we chose this story because we are finally on the final day of our 16 days activism against sexual and gender based violence. And on this day, we are paying close attention to the story that would leave us thinking, and especially in our parenting styles and the way that we treat other people around us, especially men that do not fit what we define as the social standards of masculinity. So, without much ado, we're just going to jump right into the story for today. I noticed I was effeminate at a young age. I would wear my mom's heels and scarf, powder my face, and catwalk around our family home. The family thought I was just being a kid and never told me to stop. My dad did not marry my mom and married another woman. They brought me from Accra to Kumasi, but they were both always busy and left me to my devices. During this time, someone noticed my effeminacy and abused me. He threatened that I would die if I told anyone, and said that even if I spoke up, no one would believe me. I had a reputation for getting into trouble because I was often left alone. The first time he abused me, I bled. Over time, he became more careful. He would use a towel soaked in water to wipe me, massage me with shea butter, and make me sit in lukewarm water to ease the pain. My walk changed, but my parents never noticed because they weren't around, and I didn't tell them. This abuse went on for years. Later, my parents sent me to a boarding school. The senior they placed me under was homosexual, and he also abused me. He would take me to the bathroom under the guise of needing an escort and then have his way with me. Another boy set a trap for me. He came to sleep on my bed and left a check on it. For those who are not in Ghana and do not know check, we are talking about the clothing that they wear in boarding schools, especially senior high schools. When I asked around whose it was, no one responded, so I threw it away in anger. Later, he claimed it was his and demanded repayment. I was scared to tell my parents because they couldn't afford it. He said the only way to repay him was to let him bed me. Out of fear, I agreed, and this abuse continued for years. Eventually, my parents moved me to another school where I commuted daily. But even near their shop, the abuser from my neighborhood sometimes still found ways to exploit me. As I grew older and reached puberty, he stopped. When I asked him why, he said he liked them young and quoted the phrase, "Catch them young and they will be yours forever." He left me heartbroken and confused. After that, I started throwing myself at others. Some boys from my school also took advantage of me. I eventually completed junior high school, but another boy set a trap to disgrace me. I managed to threaten him with messages he sent me, which backed him off. In senior high school, I got into trouble again. Boys would proposition me, and I often gave in, but I always felt disgusted afterward. Now, at 22 years old, I find that I don't have any sexual inclinations towards women. Some women arouse my mind, but nothing deeper or physical. I am now living with HIV and I cannot tell my mom because it would break her. My dad would probably jubilate. This is my story, and I want the world to know about the struggles effeminate guys go through. And throughout the 16 days of activism, this has been supported under the project called Male Survivors Matter. And this has been supported and funded by the IWPR and CJID. One of the most impactful things that we experienced during these 16 days of activism is the fact that finally men are able to realize that they are not alone in their journeys. Some of the comments that we saw is that I can relate so badly. Others said that I thought I am the only one, and so many other comments that show relatability, so many other comments that form community. And that is one of the goals of this project.
I have a voice, and I'm gonna let it out.